Alright guys, Regan Outdoors here. Just made it to Tombstone, Arizona, and right away, it looks pretty cool. Check it out. Founded in 1879 by a young prospector by the name of Ed Shefflin, Tombstone, Arizona quickly became one of the biggest boom towns in the West. Miners from all over the country flocked to Tombstone to stake their claim and get a piece of the $85 million worth of silver bullion extracted from its mines every single year. Kind of stick out like a sore thumb with this camera here. Very, very western town, still very traditional in a lot of ways. I mean, it's touristy, but they've kept a lot of it as original as possible, which is really neat. So there is the OK Corral right up there. You know, for some reason I pictured it being a lot different, but yeah, this town's pretty small. It's pretty cool though. I mean, look at that. There's no restoration down there. I think we'll go watch the gunfight and maybe do some other stuff. By the 1880s, Tombstone's population exploded to over 14,000 people, a far cry from the 100 or so residents just 7 years earlier. The town had such luxuries as a bowling alley, an ice house, ice cream parlors, along with 110 saloons and 14 gambling halls. They had numerous objects and antiquities from Tombstone's heyday on display, as well as a plethora of information. There's a lot of history in Tombstone, and starting off at the OK Corral is a good place to learn about it. So I think I came on a pretty good day. There's not a lot of people. We got record heat up in Phoenix, so I knew it would be a little hotter down here. And so yeah, it's great. There's hardly anyone here. I'll probably be one of the few people watching the gunfight, which is supposed to be pretty cool. So we'll see. The gunfight at the OK Corral, which I later learned actually happened just outside of the OK Corral, involved a fight between brothers Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan Earp, as well as Doc Holliday, against outlaws Frank and Tom McClowry, Ike and Billy Clanton, and Billy Claiborne. It is said that 30 shots were fired in 30 seconds, leaving Tom and Frank McClowry and Billy Clanton dead.
Welcome to the OK Corral. The West's most famous gunfight began where you are now standing. As you look around, you can see the gunfighters, just as they stood on October 26, 1881.
The gunfight actually took place right where these characters are standing. The wall behind them was not there at the time, which enabled some of the fighters to scramble and for the fight to spill out on 3rd Street, a main road behind the wall. Though the actual gunfight didn't take place in the OK Corral, they do theatrical reenactments there multiple times a day. I bought a ticket to the show and decided to check it out. From what I read online, it's a very well done show that really engages the audience, and as I would soon find out, it did not disappoint. I cut the gunfight scene from 20 minutes down to 4, leaving some key scenes in, but it's much more amazing and fun in person. These actors were fantastic.
First things first, folks, the weapons that we use in the show are real firearms. They are dangerous. Please at no point attempt to pull a gun out of a cowboy's holster. Do not ask us to point a gun at your loved one's head for a funny picture. It will not happen. Now we've got the safety stuff out of the way. Anybody bring a cell phone with them? Raise your hand. Saw your hand first, sir. Throw it on up in the air for me. I'm just kidding. Now what you folks need to know about this show is this is an audience participation show. Now what that means is, every time you see the good guys, fellas dressed like myself in black and white, we want you to cheer for us every time we enter or exit the stage. Bad guys look like dirty, smelly cowboys. We want you to boo and hiss them every time they enter or exit the stage. Sound simple enough?
Yes.
That was convincing. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Good guys.
Yay!
Bad guys. Good guys. Are you folks ready for a gunfight?
Yeah.
Are you ready for a killing?
Yes.
You people sit. Oh, I can already picture. One, Cattleship. You, my friend, have not changed at all.
Now, Doc, there is something we need to talk about.
Go on.
It's like Clanton. He's on the warpath again, and this time he's gunning for you. He's got it in his head you've been going around the town telling people about that Benson stage holdup.
So what if I had? I got half a mind to go back there and show him who's boss.
We can't go back to the Alhambra. There's trouble we don't need.
Well, what I need is another drink. By the looks of you, I could use one too.
Hey, slow down. Don't you think you've had enough?
Don't you think maybe I'll tell you when I've had enough, huh?
All right.
How about you quit trying to rope me in? Oh, all right, boys, I'm here. What do you need?
Yay!
Oregon Air Pump? How many airplanes you got in this town now? 10 or 15?
I got about 5. That's enough to handle all you boys.
Oh, yeah, and what's that supposed to be? I do believe I've ever only told the truth about you.
I thought.
You're a drunken fool.
We don't need this.
Well, it's not to worry, Tom. Nothing will come of it. You see, I talks and talks, but never will back up any of those threats. No, sir, he is just a coward. You watch your mouth all the day.
Don't make me kill you.
Oh, I'm through with your words. You threatened me. You threatened the Earth Boys. I'm sick of hearing. Let's say we settle this little buzz. Here and now. Say that we do, huh? Hey.
Go.
Hey, give me my gun back. I can't shoot him without it.
No,
cowboy. As you can see, I ain't fixed for it now, but if I was, I'd kill you anyhow. Do this whole town a favor. Oh, it would be real.
All right, that's right.
Now you check his gun right now. Clear out now before you get more fight than you can handle. Hey, I got feelings too, you know. Wyatt Earp, you come on out.
What do you want, Ike?
Well, I want you to give a message to your pal Holiday.
I don't have time for this.
Well, you're going to tell him he's got a fight coming, all right?
I'm an officer of the law. I don't want to hear this kind of talk.
What about you, Wyatt?
I'm not going to fight you, Ike.
Well, I thought.
There's no money in it.
Well, then I reckon it's time we fetch this fight and talk to a close. But you boys are going to do as I say. Tell your pal Holiday I'll be waiting for him in the morning.
If you touch my family, I will kill you.
That is a lot of tough talk. It's a shame it's coming out of a dead man. Now you boys who tried to run us out of this town, we're still here. Oh, we're not leaving. This ends today, Wyatt. I'm done talking. Let's go, boys. Billy, Frank,
Tom.
Oh yeah, Tom. That's right. You're my best friend. How could I forget that?
Cowboys been looking for a fight? Well, now you've got one.
Throw up your hands. We're here to disarm you. Hold on now. Wait! 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 I got you now, Holiday.
Blaze away, Frank.
You're a daisy if you do. You're no daisy at all.
I see you moving, boy. Give me that gun.
Stay away, just take it.
And that, folks, is our show. We hope you enjoy it. We have a few more things we'd like to bring to your attention. First off, if you'd like to come down onto the set, get some pictures taken with the actors, we advise you do so. Well, this is as good as we're looking today. If you have any questions about what you just saw, the history behind it all, please feel free to come on down and ask us. We are a lot more reliable than this dang Val Kilmer movie y'all are hung up on. And as you exit, you're going to come across one of our cowboys. Now, he's going to be out there collecting for a charity we hold near and dear to our hearts at the OK Corral. I'm, of course, talking about the Starving Actors Fund. Don't laugh, it's a real thing. All of those proceeds go towards ramen noodles and much-needed acting lessons. We'd like to thank you for joining us here at the OK Corral. Folks, you have a wonderful day in Tombstone, Arizona, and adios.
That was pretty cool. cool gunfight. Not sure what I'm gonna do next. I'm just gonna walk up the street and figure it out. Go check out this bookstore here. It's probably like a souvenir shop or whatever. As I was walking towards some random buildings, I heard someone say that the Oriental Saloon, which was just behind me, was the original saloon in which Wyatt Earp ran the tables and Doc Holliday frequently hung out at. Oh wait, I just heard something. The Oriental Saloon, I guess that's the original saloon where Doc Holliday used to drink. Fortunately for me, a knowledgeable staff member was on hand, eager to share its history. Fast? Wow.
So the way it was set up is you had a bar over here on this wall. That's the second bar, the backup bar.
Oh, okay.
The primary bar sat over here, and they were both just as fancy as that bar we have in here now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And the rest of the room is filled with tables.
Oh, cool.
Faro tables, poker tables. We had a roulette table and a Wheel of Fortune in here.
Oh, wow.
We also had
do you mind if I get your face on here? Is that
Yeah, no, sure.
Okay.
We had an on-staff pianist and an on-staff violinist 24 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
The doors never closed. This was a very fancy place. There was fresh plants in here. They had a supply of ice.
Oh, nice.
So you could have cold beer, you could have iced whiskey, iced drinks if you wanted
That was a luxury back in the day, wasn't it?
It was a luxury. Now, this town was very metropolitan in the 1800s. We actually had 4 ice houses, 7 ice houses and 4 ice cream parlors.
Oh, wow.
In the town. That is saying something, considering we had to have all of our ice trucked in by train, had to be brought in by train and delivered to us.
So Tombstone was a little more upscale.
Very much. It was considered the largest pioneer town in the West.
Oh, wow.
During its heyday.
Oh, very cool.
And so this building was very opulent. They were catering to the high class. They were catering to all the guys from back east who wanted to come out to pretend to be cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Because that was actually, there was a trade for tourism back then. People in the back east wanted to come out here and pretend to be pioneers.
Really?
To show off to their buddies back home. They would actually come out, and we had, you know how we have photo studios that will let you dress up as cowboys?
Yeah.
They did.
So it was that touristy back
They
then?
had that, they still had people would show up, get dressed up as miners or cowboys, and get their pictures taken to show off with their buddies back in the East Coast.
That's so funny.
And so this place was very opulent. They had grass everywhere. There was fresh plants all over the place.
Wow.
It was not unheard of for a man to walk in and drop $100 on a bet on one of the tables in here. The average faro dealer could make $1,000 on the night.
Oh my goodness!
So it was
wow.
a pretty fancy place. It was actually written in the New York Times and the Washington Journal that reporters would come out here to report on the pioneers.
Huh.
You know, because this was the settling of the West.
Yeah, yeah.
We're taming the Wild West, and they were coming out here to report on that. And every time they came through Tombstone, they would write an article about the Oriental Saloon. Just how fancy it was. It's the fanciest bar this side of San Francisco.
That's really
cool. You could
cool.
not find a fancier place between St. Louis, Missouri, and San Francisco, California.
That's really good. So this was world famous at one time. Obviously, still is now.
It still is.
From a historical
Wyatt
standpoint.
did own the gambling concessions in here while he was here.
Oh, okay.
The Earps came through with stagecoaches.
Oh, okay.
With intent to run a stagecoach line. And in the end, there were already a bunch of stagecoaches in town, so Wyatt came in here and took over the gambling instead.
Oh, okay. Wow.
He owned the tables, and then he rented the tables to dealers who would pay him a commission of the profit they made every night.
So he was quite a hustler.
Yeah, he was very much a businessman.
Okay.
And then we do know that Johnny Tyler, from the movie when Wyatt throws Johnny Tyler, the loudmouth car dealer, out.
Yeah.
He was set up just about over here. So this is where the bar sat. The main primary bar sat here, and his table sat right up against it.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. A lot of history here.
There is a lot of history here. We actually put on a show here.
Oh, okay.
The next one coming up will be at 2:30, and we're going to provide some history on the building itself, some events that actually happened here. We're going to throw some comedy in there.
Oh, nice.
Because, let's face it, death is a dark business. We don't want to leave it on a sour.
Right.
The bar is from the 1880s, built in 1880.
Wow.
So it is 140 years old. All we did was varnish the front, polish the back up.
That's amazing.
And it's first time in almost 50 years that it's serving alcohol again.
On my way out of the Oriental Saloon, I ran into quite a character playing a pretty peculiar instrument. How you doing? Nice. Love it, brother. Thank you.
Playing the bone castanets.
Nice. Very cool. Very
Big
cool.
part of American music in the 1800s.
Really?
And it is mankind's very first rhythm instrument. It is older than the drum.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you, Rocco.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, you take care.
Take care. All right, I see a sign for the old Tombstone Western Town. So let's check that out and see what that is. It's pretty cool. This part of Tombstone looked a little less historic and a little more geared towards family entertainment, which is great for bringing children. If I didn't come alone, I definitely would have tried my hand at their mini golf course. It looked pretty fun. Some things, though, they just aren't as fun by yourself. So it looks like just kind of a little touristy spot here. Alright, so apparently they have mini golf here. So there we go. Yeah. Bet Wyatt Earp mini golfed on this course. I saw a trolley and decided to check it out. Turns out they give tours of Tombstone.
Oh, you're filming?
Yeah.
My name is Hugo, and I will be your historian and stunt driver today. Yesterday, we had a little girl sitting right about there eating cotton candy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she stuck right to the seat as we went down the 150-foot free fall. Did this little loop thing, and yeah, she'll be out of the hospital on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Well, the bus is in good condition, so.
Yeah.
You did good.
Ed Shefflin in 1878 came to this area and basically went right over to those mountains to our south, little hills right there, and started prospecting. So, what he did on his first ore find, he took it to Tucson, which is about a 3-day trip with mule and horse to Tucson to the asset office. And when he checked it out and said, "Hey, how much do I have here?" he came up with $15,000 on his first outing. So that was a lot of money for a 20-year-old. Discovered more. Basically, in 7 short years, there was over 20,000 people here in Tombstone.
Oh, wow.
The largest city besides San Francisco.
Wow.
And 7 short years.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right up and down the street here, it was called the Tough Nut. And the reason they called it the Tough Nut, there's 2 reasons. One, they opened up a line called the Tough Nut line, and they said it was one tough nut to crack. And the other thing was, if you could go from one end of the street to the other end and not get beat up, stabbed, or shot, it was a tough nut. And the reason they said that was 100 saloons up and down the street.
Oh, that'll do it,
so, so if you had a tent and a barrel, you could actually call yourself a saloon, as long as you paid your taxes, of course. Oh, this area also, when we first came here, it was called Goose Flats. Now, if you look around at the mountains here and the mountains behind you, it's not really that flat.
Right.
To say. And also, I've been here for 25 years. I've never seen a goose, geese, or a gander. So, and if you ever think about that, it would be a terrible movie.
That's true. That's true.
Gunfight at Goose Flats. Yeah,
That doesn't have the same ring, right?
doesn't ring.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So we'll get this trolley on the road.
Awesome.
We'll show you if we can find Tombstone.
Sweet.
If you have the keys, we could be on our way.
I can hotwire, don't worry.
I'm from Tucson, so we
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can hotwire.
we got it.
Oh, man. We're all set. I'm flying solo on this one. That's great.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good
The whole
tour.
thing to myself.
Yeah, I stopped drinking about 15 minutes ago. So.
Oh, there you go.
all right?
15 minutes ago, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, it's gonna. I was gonna say it was gonna be a pushing tour.
All right, here we go.
Flaps closed on the bus, and we are off. Neutral is not a gear. All right.
Sounds like when I first learned to drive there.
All right, this is gonna be a good tour. I can see that. We always have at least one.
Exactly.
This is the historic district of Tombstone, Arizona.
Nice.
The area that we're in right now is called Hoptown or Chinatown. There
Chinatown.
was over 2,000 Chinese immigrants during the boom town. Every week when they got paid, they would give all their money to a woman called China Mary. China Mary was like a modern day godfather She collected all the funds and then paid them that she thought was worth, and then she collected 20% of their income.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of money back then.
She really hooked herself in a good position.
Yeah.
I don't know how she did that.
Yeah. Well, right underneath that sign it says gunfight site. Well, I hate to bust your bubble, but the only gunfight that happened there at the OK Corral happened in the movies.
Oh.
That's correct. The original, real gunfight happened down here on Fremont and 3rd on the corner, right there between the two buildings.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, 9 men went to that gunfight. 3 of them actually got killed. The gunfight lasted 30 seconds and 30 bullets were fired.
Wow.
Now, the actual gunfight spilled out to the middle of Fremont Street. Now, it was called the gunfight on Fremont or the Fremont incident, but 2 newspaper reporters that were here from Boston said that was a terrible name. They're the ones that actually changed the name to the gunfight at the OK Corral.
That's crazy. So 2 Boston reporters changed the whole course of history.
Right there is the official marker, that little black marker there telling you about the gunfight.
Wow. There it is.
Off to our right, get your cameras ready. Right there in that vacant lot, right above that picket fence, in that little square right there, absolutely nothing ever happened. Alright, we are now in Boot Hill. Founded in 1878, it had an original name of, it was actually called the Tombstone Cemetery.
Wow.
It wasn't until 1914 that they found out that Dodge City had a Boot Hill, so they changed the name. And behind some of these markers, if you get a chance, it's $3 to walk through, but the marker right behind this white marker behind the Ocotillo, that's the ones Tom and Frank McLaury and Billy Clanton.
Oh, wow.
Some of the other people that are here in town are residents of Boot Hill. Is China Mary is buried right behind the gift shop.
I ended up cutting the hour-long tour and only showing a few of the notable highlights. That way there will be some surprises for those of you who plan on visiting Tombstone.
Catty Corner is the Tombstone Visitor Center. Back in the day, that was actually started off as a bank.
Oh, okay.
And then in 1949, it turned into Tombstone Hospital. And we actually have residents here in Tombstone that actually were born there.
Oh, no kidding.
Visitor Center said that they actually, from what talking to the people that were born here, they said they would actually take the babies and display them in the front window.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
I thought that was pretty
Wow, that is like a baker shop, you know, just laying out the goods of the day.
Yep. Here you go. Well,
very cool.
Folks, sir, we'd like to thank you for coming out to Tombstone.
Absolutely.
Trolley. And I forgot to mention too, the reason they call it the town Too Tough to Die is because anybody that gets on my trolley without tipping me, I will shoot them.
Well,
the actual reason.
Well, thank God I have cash on me because you have a nice revolver right there. So.
No, actually, it got the name from 1881. They had the first fire, and it burned down 4 blocks, and then they had another fire in 1882. It burned down the other. 7 blocks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why it became the town Too Tough to Die. We just rebuilt it.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of history here.
I get more and more every time
I tried to research a little before I came here, but then I come here and I learn from you guys, and it's just like a whole different experience. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Well, that was really cool. So basically, I'm here during the off season apparently, which I figured I was because of the weather. But I was the only one on the bus, and it was great. And there was a lot of history there. The driver was great. I definitely recommend when you come down here, find that bus, go on it, and you'll learn a lot about the buildings that you probably wouldn't learn otherwise. So I'm here at the Historic Courthouse from the 1800s. It is a beautiful building. Wow. Constructed in 1882, the Victorian-style courthouse contained various county offices, including the sheriff's office. These days, it serves as a historical presentation, offering numerous displays and artifacts commemorating Tombstone's glory days. Though modern and civilized now, when you're in Tombstone, there are constant reminders of just how much the West was wild. reconstruction of the Gallows looms in the courtyard. Though the original Gallows burned down, this replica was built to spec and placed in its original location.
So this is a reconstruction of the Gallows. It's still in the same place. This is still the space in which the hangings took place, which is kind of dark.
It was really eerie standing in a courtyard in which people lost their lives. Then again, with gunfights commonplace in those days, there were probably a lot of places I stood where someone lost their life. I headed upstairs to check out the courtroom that held the very trial of Wyatt Earp. On the way, I stopped to check out the historical displays laid out in various rooms. I really enjoyed the display of barbed wire from different ranches and different time periods.
$1880, you got a center fire rigged saddle. 1930, you got a swell fork. You got a double rigged Texas style skirt saddle right there. And one from 1910. This is actual courthouse here. A lot of history happening here. Got the soft spots in the floorboards too. So that's where the jury would have sat. Judge, defense, prosecution. Definitely still a western town. Oh yeah, that's fresh. Whew. You smell that?
As I learned on the bus from Hugo, there's a plaque commemorating the original location where John Heath was taken from the jail by an angry mob in 1884 and hung. Though the telephone pole in which Heath was hung from has since been removed, the stump still remains. Heath got what residents perceived as a lenient sentence in his role organizing what is referred to as the Bisbee Massacre, a robbery that resulted in the killing of 4 people. Back in those days, it was not uncommon for an angry mob to take justice into their own hands. Before heading back, I wanted to take one last walk up and down Tombstone's historic streets. If you want a real personal experience, come at the tail end of summer, which is their off-season. I felt so fortunate to have the tour to myself. In January, the streets will be packed.
So it's pretty cool walking on the same boarded sidewalks that they walked on way back in the day. I'm sure it's changed a lot, but really hasn't changed much.
It was quite an experience walking in the footsteps of Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp. Tombstone is definitely a place I plan on coming back to. There are some things I miss doing, and if they end up being enough footage to make another video, there may be a part 2 to this.